All right. Good morning, race fans. That's if you're here in the US. If you're across the pond, good evening. We are here for the finals of the Hardway to Hell. I am so excited to be here. My name is Vincent RTA. I'm here with Kaisantum, who's going to be pulling double duty today, both as co-coms and tracking for us, which we know is incredibly important in these randomizers. Kai, how you doing today? Are you ready for this finals?
I'm ready for this. They let me choose the settings this time. Vibrant
Uh-oh.
Colors was taking suggestions for new settings to come up with, and I suggested Ultra Sparse, which is 0 or 1 energy tanks. And so that ends up with no hell runs because it has to give you Vario, because there are no 1 tank hell runs in the logic.
You would go with something that brutal. I love it.
Yeah, I should have been here for 2022 when the finals was a scavenger hunt.
Oh.
They both said it was the worst scavenger hunt they ever played, so.
Oh, that's gross. I mean, this is going to be tough. I mean, this is going to require some incredibly good execution. I mean, I think about me and 1 tank in the Ridley fight, and just no, that's not going to happen. So I'm I'm excited for this. And both these runners are completely far more than capable to do this, but it's still going to be a challenge even for them, just of that, like it's going to require near perfect execution the entire run. I think of so many places where something could go bad, like let's say you get clipped by Mama Turtle, or the Three Musketeers in the back end of Norfair. How much damage they do every single time you touch. There's so many things that, well, yeah, as someone in chat already says it right. Arcus, yeah, save points will be your friends. Absolutely. They are going to want to make sure they save early, save often. I wish I had the text from Zenny's channel about remembering to save. Just, this is going to be, saves are required here. The first of many moonfalls to come. So what are the other features of this setting other than a single tank? Are there any other challenges that you threw in their face?
Just area rando.
Okay.
Other than that, it's normal Hardway to Hell settings. So.
Okay, so that
Standard, no
means
screw attack, no plasma. Only 1 suit. And it'll be Varia suit.
it'll be
they don't
Varia
have
because of the
tanks to do hell
settings.
runs.
Yep. Because there's no way they could do it with gravity. That means we are guaranteed a suitless Meridia.
Yep.
And we'll see quite a bit of this, where we just see a Chozo statue with a hand taunting the runners, just saying, yeah, you wish there was something useful here, but you forgot. This is Hardway to Hell, not heaven to run. No plasma, single suit, and no screw attack as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
and
this
notice
is...
Junie has decided to check the portal while Fringo is going for Billy Mays.
Ooh, that
matters.
That matters quite a bit. That's an item you're going to need to finish this with a layout we have. And Junie's got to be careful here, because speaking of, like, even with any normal situation early game, this is an auto death. Uh-oh.
I didn't see what happened to Fringo, but it looks like he took his reset somehow.
I didn't see what happened. Chat, did you happen to see what happened? Because I didn't catch that. I was trying to see if Junie lived from this portal check or not. Okay, we got red tower. Bottom of red tower. Yep, Junie's still got to be very careful. That's so scary. Yeah, he's almost forced to run here because it's going to be very easy to just step through and die, which is very unfortunate for Junie because he just left Charge Beam behind. You know, Fringo's definitely going to go back and do that Billy Mays run, so we'll certainly end up with Charge Beam again. Meanwhile, Junie's going to go get a lot of portal knowledge.
Yeah, I can't get any items though. No supers.
Does have power bombs though, so that is a that means we can access alpha PBs and oh no, sorry,
Super
we
lock.
cannot because we don't have supers. Not enough energy for an early X-ray check.
Which is also behind the missile doors, so need supers for that too. Missile doors here too. He can get 2 items at Eticoons. Hopefully one of those will be supers or missiles to actually get this started.
A quick connection to Green Brain is one I'm not sad about. That's a lot of items to have available early.
Only if you have missiles.
If right, once you have missiles or supers. Yep. Oh, yep. Bottom of Eticoons is a super, so nothing there for Junie. Being very careful, laying these power bombs ahead of time, but yeah, thankfully this guy will pretty much always drop a power bomb as his drop. Cautious movement from Junie, but required cautiousness right now that both players are going to have to execute. All right, do we see old Mother Brain yet? And nothing. Just like up, and Junie gets nothing out of Eticoons here.
You know, with that charge beam, you could put Croc somewhere easy to access, and you have to fight Croc to get your first ammo.
Always bet on Croc, especially in these Hardway to Hells. I've seen Croc pay off most of the time in these. Unfortunately, with what we have, you can only... Well, hold on. With 1 tank, can we get the item behind Croc?
Nope. Oh. With 1 tank, once we have Varia, we can.
Okay. Or once we have Varia.
Yeah.
Junie getting that red tower climb.
I don't think Boss Shuffle is turned on for this.
Nope, it is just most things are vanilla, just the area rando and the ultra sparse energy.
Hey, there's first missiles.
All right. That does open a bit. Now Junie's gonna get this. Junie at least is gonna have a lot of portal knowledge, but not having that charge beam is huge. Oh wait, hey, this is a boss we can fight.
No, it's not.
Oh
Junie
no,
doesn't
it's
have
a
any
boss
missiles.
we cannot fight. We just
He doesn't have the charge.
Oh,
If there's missiles right here in this room, then he can do the boss.
it is. Look at that. Games like ask and thee shall receive. We got high jump boots at the back of Gauntlet. Again, just very difficult when you have extremely high damage climbing through there with only 5 power bombs. Gonna take a refill for Junie at the that station just to open the door, because this is Hardway to Hell runs where you can never count on anything. But now Fringo picks up second missile pack. That's definitely a nice to have right now. Nothing there, and without supers we can't access Mission Impossible. So we are going to see some Kraid DLC here. We're going to prom night with Kraid.
Yeah, with only 5 missiles, it's going to take a little bit to fight Kraid.
Yep, definitely not as easy when you got supers rocking and this fight is free. Ooh, Ginny's going to have to be careful.
Oh, yeah, these things hurt. You can only take so many claw hits before you're in a bad position. So
this feels like the fights I had when I was a kid with it.
The spikes do 16 damage, so can't take too many of those either.
Yeah, the hardest part of, like, it's funny because the runners really don't practice this fight much, especially not on low ammo. This is a fight they're used to, you know, Kraid never even getting past the point of standing up. We almost never get it from runners at this level. Their execution of the quick kill is usually stellar, so this is a harder fight than you normally see. But this is part of why I really enjoy the Hardway to Hell settings, because it forces some craziness from the players.
Oh, and one thing you might notice is only one of Kraid's claws will actually spawn a drop. He's got 2 active at any time, but only one of them actually spawns the drop when you kill it. The other is just useless.
That I didn't know, and that makes everything especially harder. Especially since right now Junie doesn't have that missile pack he needs.
So you have to make sure you're killing the correct claw when you're going for drops.
And right now it's health bombed. Oof. This is uncomfortable. This is very uncomfortable. What did you do to these runners? Then again, if it were easy, it wouldn't be Hardway to Hell.
Well, so their other options this week were a scavenger hunt, or what was the other one? Something else they also didn't want.
One crystal flash.
Rando was, oh yeah, one crystal flash. That was too boring. So they had other options that were worse.
All right, we got 4 missiles now. Yes. All right.
That's 3 down.
That's the most nervous I've ever been during a non-me playing when I was like 10 years old, not even. Gosh, when I was like 5 years old when this game came out. Man.
Hey, that's for Super, so this really is like Super Metroid Impossible.
All right, so this was required and important. So, okay. So that's going to give Junie a lot of extra access, but Ringo having that charge beam is still massive here.
Yeah, Ringo's going to have a much faster fight because he has 25 missiles.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, this is some of the runs that I've seen during this tournament, getting supers at 12 minutes is kind of a dream. I remember watching a match where one player got their first pack of supers at like the 45-minute mark, and the other player at like the hour 15 mark.
Junie going for the portal before going into alpha and beta PBs.
That's surprising. Maybe just wants the knowledge before going back. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check Westlake here. Free item. All right, now Fringo has that missile pack, that super missile pack, and now everything is open. Junie just skipping. Okay, I was like, are we skipping beta PBs? But no, we're just
You want to be above 80.
farming up, making sure health is good. Yep, because these guys hit hard. And nothing. All right. As we've come accustomed to often in Hardway to Hell, nothing. You'll get nothing and like it. So for anyone in chat that might have seen me around before, you know that I rarely play this game, but I was actually playing this just last night, so I got refreshed on a few things and got reminded of how punishing this game can be. And that was starting with 4 tanks, and I looked at my Ridley fight that it was going to be forced early, and I was like, yep, nope, I can't do this right now. Where these runners are like, huh, no tanks, Ridley fight, let's go.
Well, at their level, you're kind of used to just doing Ridley fights where you have to take no damage anyway. So having no tanks doesn't really change it. You know, as long as you're not taking heat damage, you don't care.
Obviously, some good pogo manip will help, and it's making everything, controlling that AI, the 2 AIs.
So notice Junie is going for the E-Tank item, which is there before killing Phantoon, because we have the Fari tweaks on. And this way, the path there is dry. You don't have to deal with the water.
Yes, and we don't have to deal with the aptly named Spiky Room of Death, which is, the spikes are all shut off when the ship is off, so it's a nice bonus. So good time to check that when you're, extremely limited, because that means that those spikes aren't free, but the floor is. And Junie just does a quick reset, but now has that knowledge.
And Spooky Missiles was also a nothing, so he doesn't have to go back to it. Ringo is not headed for the Zero Tank Phantoon fight. He's going somewhere different. Back to that green brain.
This is going to be fun with only 5 missiles. Cannot.
Yeah. If you
Cannot
have
anger.
charge beam, then you're actually kind of, if you have charge beam, it's kind of better to enrage Phantoon so that you
As you
have
can shoot us through. Yeah.
so that you have fewer cycles.
Joonie getting what would be pretty favorable patterns if it wasn't for, you know, the extremely
And
limited
you notice he's
ammo.
only doing like 3 missiles each time just to get Phantoon off screen without him running around.
Uh-oh. Well, unless you're confident that you can just get right over the enrage every single time like this, no big deal. Like, forget you, Phantoon. I'm not afraid of you and your hate. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. But we do have a save right before. So Space Ghost enacts his hate, but this could be far worse. Save early, save often.
And unless Fringo finds Faria or the one tank, he's not really going to find much that'll make this Phantoon fight easier. He's already got the charge to make it easier, and that's about it.
And as usual, we see the taunting hand of the Chozo statue with nothing to offer.
So I think Junie's making the right choice here, going for the difficult Phantoon fight earlier, because Green Burn is just going to have ammo. Not gonna have tanks. It might have the soup, but unlikely.
Playing it safe. And Junie's going to be a little extra cautious this time, throwing a little bit less than the last time. He was throwing caution into the wind and being a little bit aggressive. As we're only at 19 again, this is very scary.
Yeah, when Phantoon spawns next to you like that, you have to wait for the correct time to fire to hit the flame instead of Phantoon. And that's why Junie turned the Spazer off, because the Spazer doesn't affect the position checking against the flames, but it does against Phantoon. Flames use this weird 32 by 32 grid for the checking, so if your shot is in the same grid square as the flame, then it hits. And if it's not in the same grid square, it doesn't matter.
This game is notorious for strange hitboxes. Meanwhile, Fringo is down at our friend Croc.
Oh,
Croc is
Phantoon
down.
actually that same strange hitbox. His body is actually projectiles, using that 32 by 32 grid to decide whether your shots hit the body instead.
Yep, one of the most notorious hitboxes in the game. What Junie is showing is outside of incredible patience, is knowledge of how all of these how the flame patterns go and how to handle this situation if you're really worried. But I feel like being a little extra cautious.
Better to be cautious than to be dead.
This is true. All right. Joonie finishes off our space ghost from coast to coast.
Phantoon was not cautious enough, so now Phantoon's dead.
Yeah, someone Ace in chat is mentioning I no idea could roll around so much to dodge some of these patterns. Yeah, that's something that that's something that's practiced. There's no way that Joonie didn't figure that strat out at some point to be prepared for that, because that was a lot of patience, a lot of understanding of the pattern you were facing. So lots of props to Joonie for getting through that fight with no suit, 5 missiles, and no tanks. Of course, now we have to be extra cautious because the ship is on, and those spikes hurt, as you see.
Yeah, he KO'd that robot in a weird way. The robot was moving forward as he was trying to morph onto it, and so he slipped down his face.
Those robots are annoying for so many reasons. Left side supers is left for nothing. Joonie will definitely go.
Glad when left supers is nothing, because then you don't have to risk jumping over those sparks.
Oh,
Ringo sees the speed booster, but he can't get it.
But that's good knowledge. There's that clip. Yep. I love watching the high tier runners in that clip where they hit it so smooth it's almost as if it's just supposed to be part of the action.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's easy to do slowly, but it's hard to do fast.
I gotta agree, like chat mentioning, of course speed is there when it's, of course speed is there when we're in a sparse health, as it's not hard enough to get to already. Hardway to Hell certainly lives up to its name here. I have a feeling we might see Fringo go check Gauntlet here and get that high jump boots while being up on surface.
Yeah, we've seen past races where there's a power bomb in the middle of Gauntlet, so it's tempting to take the ship save and just do one sacrificial run to check. Those are some very nice addict dodges. All those key hunters do 60 damage, and the atomic does 40, so...
Neither one of these runners would be there without good movement. Oh. Well.
So we have to get either a tank, grapple, or space jump before we can get that far yet.
Wow. So that speed that we now know the location of, thanks to Fox, we know is required to finish this seed. Game. Brutal. Oof in chat is right. Oh, I love these seeds. I love the Hardway to Hell settings. I've really enjoyed watching this tournament. Chad, I hope you have too, because we watch these runners have to do some things that I just I wouldn't wish on anyone, but these runners get to experience. Oh, Junie just choosing to do a room reset rather than wait.
And somebody suggested that Junie might skip Croc, but seeing that speed locked Varia, I don't think anybody skips Croc.
Nope. What an interesting seed to have is this. Of course, this is the finals, but if Junie gets the W, we'll have a second race as part of this because
There's a
Fringo
second Firebomb pack, so Junie can do
Gauntlet is
Gauntlet when he gets back. So
all right. Well, Junie gets out now, knowing, leaving with the knowledge that the seed is through bowling. Ringo finds the backside of Lower North Fair, which without a trip to bowling and getting that Varia is impossible. I feel like this is the vanilla Metroid version of Metroid Impossible. Well, the D boosts are not necessarily free in this run.
yeah, those D boosts cost 16 energy each. So crossing Callaway with your standard 2 D boost is 1/3 of your energy.
Up and nothing. Yeah, and as Tilmore points out, we can't even get through bowling at this energy. So this and here we're gonna I love seeing, this is one of the things I love seeing players execute, because this is it's a succession of good movement to get across and to make it on the other side. And you can see it's low health there, and we get a power bomb pack. So Junie's gonna take perfect execution to get back.
Yeah, what he has to do is he has to wait for the waiver and then take the D-boost from the waiver across and only hit waivers going back.
Yep, gonna have to be patient. Gets grabbed by that. Worst timing for that for Junie.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get lucky and the yapping mob will go for you while you're on the left, and it'll stick its head off the left side of the screen and just stop that way. Because once the head is off screen, it stops processing, so if it snatches at you on the left, you're safe. But on the right, you gotta super it in the face. But he knows it's just a powerbomb there, so he probably doesn't have to go back for that.
No, not right now, certainly. And the moment I say that, well, if there's anything Junie is, it's determined. Up. Nope. Took a hit from those spikes and cannot do that. I would at this point just abandon it for now. You know it's
Yeah.
there. You know you're coming back through Red Tower at some point if you really need the power bombs. You're not doing hell runs with a single tank.
There's Fringo's second power bomb pack. So he's going to beeline for Gauntlet now.
All right, we're finally getting to see your early supers with that familiar empty hand of sadness. It's going, yep, nope, nothing for you.
The settings in the seed are ultra sparse energy and area rando. So ultra sparse energy means they only get one tank or maybe 0 tanks. And it might be one reserve tank and not one energy tank.
Oh, I didn't even realize that it could be a trash can as their energy. Oh, that's so brutal.
It depends on whether you want to use the reserve for other tricks, whether that's better or worse.
All right, Main Street E is nothing. This time E for empty.
Well, that's actually a super, you know.
Oh, it's super, okay.
Super.
Oh, that's right. And that spark is a missile.
Yeah.
Junie grabbing the free farm with a please in the next room. Almost always, or a almost guaranteed powerbomb drop, which is nice.
Ringo going for the brave strat with the crabs in the crab hallway and just running through and supering them at the correct time. You trip over one of those crabs on accident and you're just dead.
Well, I'll say you don't get to this point if by playing cautious the entire time. And Fringo is undefeated up to this point in this tournament, so has been playing just lights out in most of the matchups. Junie has been just absolutely dogged, determined, and not giving up, and fighting through some very tough seeds, and as admittedly had some some luck on his side in some of the cases, but you also have to execute to be in the position to win from getting lucky. Yeah, Junie, I believe lost in the first or second round and has come back hard ever since, and here he is. And as someone in chat mentions, not checking Billy Mays in that first 90, first couple minutes of the game is a huge factor in the long run of this race.
Yeah, it means Junie will have to do the ammo hunt at the end, so.
I mean, that is a thing. You're gonna check enough along the way that Junie might just get the ammo and not worry about it. Nicely placed powerbomb by Fringo, showing the very easy strat for this room. That can be nightmarish. Ooh, moon falling through there always, or sorry, speeding through there always worries me with the crumble blocks just passing up what you need.
Yeah, you got to be confident in that your quick drops don't move to the side, and you're correctly positioned to always hit both like that. And for those wondering about Mother Brain 2's Rainbow Beam, the Rainbow Beam only is changed to, I think, 20 damage instead of the normal 300.
Okay. Everything else is.
Yeah, it's got to be 20.
So ketchup bean
It was
still does a
80, that was
million.
way too much. So, but yeah, ketchup will still do a full tank or 2 tanks in the case of Arya, and your onion rings will still do 40 damage when you have Arya, and everything else is normal damage. It's just the Rainbow Beam where they cut the damage down.
In other words, don't mess up.
Yeah.
That's just basically what all that means. Like, you cannot make mistakes in this run.
So your Mother Brain fight ends up being exactly what it would be if you're running 80% with only 3 tanks.
Okay, that makes sense. And that's not an easy one, but it's one that these runners are certainly capable of. Is Junie really gonna push for this again?
I guess so.
Well, I mean, I said he was determined, and he's proven it right now. Unless he's powerbomb farming, which kind of hope that's all this is. Yeah, that's all it is. All right.
No, that was a solid attempt, but he missed one spot. Like, he didn't quite get through fast enough, so...
Okay, well.
Oh yeah, I think we went through the back of Gauntlet and got no sergeant boots. I should be paying attention.
Yep. With, having the 10 power bombs was made that run free. Now Junie's got to be patient and wait, and cannot make the same mistake as last time. Has to be perfect on the return. I mean, I honestly don't know why we're worried about a third power bomb pack that much right now, when I mean, with Crystal Flash is basically...
that speed is locked behind bot room.
Oh,
Which it might be. I mean, it might be grapple behind bot wound in order to get that speed at Croc, in order to get the Faria at at bowling. So
true. Very convoluted, but that might be a thing. Oh, that would be ugly.
Ringo's done more checks, but also does not have a third powerbomb pack. So
Yeah, Fringo has done more checks, but is not necessarily that much insanely ahead. Yeah, and Junie doesn't have knowledge of where speed is. Three. One more. And here we go. His execution of early X-ray is good. And we'll see a much easier fight for Fringo here. sus to be worried about the energy, but has more than enough missiles to make this a quick fight. Just missed that, getting that super shot off. Okay, Junie gets to. Junie's got it this time. All right, that's. If you've never seen Junie run, and if you haven't, you should follow both these runners if you haven't already. The last time I saw, when I did comms on Fringo, I definitely made it a point to follow Fringo, so I follow both these runners. You guys should too. They're both. You're seeing great execution. You're seeing decision making that humans, your average human doesn't necessarily make, but these two are just like, let's go for it. Let's do this. Give them that love, give them that follow, and watch them play this game on a regular basis. Or you could end up with crazy things like Junie just started a multi-world on Archipelago with, I think, like 14 runners all playing 4 games. So
I think it's 22.
22.
One of them is only playing 3 games.
Okay.
So about a total of 87 games.
87 games. That's right. 21 people for 87 games. All right. Yep. Yeah, I'm part of that nightmare and madness, which is why I was playing Super Metroid last night.
Yeah, I'm also in that. But
nice. What games you running?
Super Metroid, Super Junkoid, Z Factor, and Subversion. So
okay, you're one of the subversions.
Super Metroid 4 times.
4 flavors of Super Metroid. Got it. I'm doing Super Metroid, Final Fantasy VI, StarCraft 2, and Final Fantasy 1 randomizer for the first time ever. Actually, it'd be my second seed, but
yeah, I've never completed going through Subversion or Z Factor, so I'm just looking at a map the entire time.
I definitely have all the reminders open in Final Fantasy 1 because I haven't played it in so long. Definitely an armor guide because
some hits in this attic.
Yes.
He was down to 19 energy at one point, so
yeah, if none of you have ever played Archipelago, there's a lot of games that aren't on their main page that you have to download a file for. Like Final Fantasy VI is not, Worlds Collide is not on the main page, but you can still set up a group with it, and many of the Super Metroid flavors are part of that as well. And it's crazy fun. And then you find out games like StarCraft 2 that I did not expect that I was going to have 650 of the items in the game. Plus, Junie turned on my treasure sanity, so every treasure chest in Final Fantasy VI is a check for someone else or myself. So
yeah, he was talking about how he doesn't even know all the treasure chests in the game.
I'm definitely putting my 100% knowledge in FF6 to work.
You took down Croc, so he's going to get all the Croc info. I think Fringo did not scout reserve.
I don't believe I don't believe I saw Fringo scout reserve.
So that's important knowledge that he doesn't have yet.
Chad asked it, and we just talked about it. Did Fringo spot the Varia? No, Fringo does not know Varia location, and that is a big deal. Very big deal. Junie does have that knowledge, but and June, like, so what's our minimum ammo to not care about charge?
I'd say about 55 supers and around 55 to 60 missiles.
Okay.
So decent chance that he'll get that many supers and missiles as he's going through trying to find the major items.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that it's something Junie just might hit anyway, because you're pretty much checking everything until you've got the go mode of items or go mode items. So it, as ugly as that super miss might be, it might not be the end of the world. Plus there's a real possibility that if Junie gets speed, he's going to come back through there anyway, because he's probably going to check climb supers, and might just not miss out on it in the long run anyway. What we will not check here is Indiana Jones, unless Junie, actually, I've seen Junie check this without, but he had spring ball, never mind. Something we don't have now.
Spring ball and high jump for that. I don't think that even a Crystal Flash would get him back from that speed booster at Croc Tank item. Like, you could get to the item and then Crystal Flash on its pedestal, potentially, but I don't think you'd be getting back.
No, I think it takes like a tank and a half to get back.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the momentum that you had on the way there. So you end up spending more time in the acid than you want to. So it's a grapple hunt right now. And this is really rough because, like, Bubble Mountain is not in logic. Have we even found Upper North? I don't think we found. No, never mind. Someone did go through. Fringo did go through Business Center already.
Yeah.
That's where he got his second power bomb pack. And he did save, so he will get this information and die for it, but does know that where speed is now. So Junie has more major item knowledge than Fringo does, but Fringo has a lot more checks behind it. I think we're gonna see Fringo try it.
All right, let's see if we can do this.
I guess we'll find out.
Going to work, but... He did turn off speed booster to affect how far he goes, but...
Nope. Yep. Gotta have that extra, that elusive extra, either reserve or tank. We're running out of places to check. There's not a lot of options.
Yeah, it's probably put Mama Turtle. If they found the proc portal into Upper North Fair, they could reach Bubble Mountain and get the one missile item in Bubble Mountain. But other than that, they can't do anything over there.
Ringo's going for this again.
Oh, there's East Meridia with its sand pits, so could also go there. Actually, good chance that Junie does that. He'll grab this high jump and then go into those sand pits immediately.
Well, it wasn't West Meridia, but it was East Meridia I was born and raised.
Yeah.
On Criteria is where I spent most of my days. But we're gonna see Junie. Yeah, Junie will definitely go grab Gauntlet now. And with absolute ton of power bombs, it will be a little bit easier, but does still have to be very careful with the energy situation. And the usual empty Chozo hand just going, yeah, no, none for you. I just think of Samus walking up like, just saying, can I please have some more? And just getting an absolute no from the Chozo statue.
Ringo has been forced to give up on getting that speed booster for now. Which is kind of slow because Croc is kind of at a dead end, out of the way on the map, far away from other places you want to be. So he's going to have a long journey back later on.
Yeah, but both runners are in that place. I mean, this is not a... But we know they're going to need that. That item is pretty much... not even pretty much. That item is required to finish this seed.
Yeah.
Nice. Junie sets the power bomb and gets a jump off of it and holds up there and doesn't have to... Saving himself like a few frames of time. Someone noted, Adraxis is noticing Fringo's font choice. Calabri, you know, it's a calibrated choice, but
Oh, wait. You could also wall jump up to beach, which is actually not too bad, getting up to the first beach item.
all right, Fringo is finally going to go visit our mama, and boy, this is one you got to be careful of because a hit from Mama T is certain death. A hit from Mama T is bad in normal seeds, but right now with our health layout, it's death like that.
Ringo saw bombs there on the pedestal, so there's a trick you can do where you wall jump off the wall and lay a bomb or power bomb in the air, and they get a bomb boost off of that to get the item on the pedestal up there.
So a horizontal bomb jump to get it?
Yep.
That's rough. That's mean. That's hard way to hell. So Junie's back down in on Brinstar. So nothing in climb supers. It's funny when you're stuck at one tank, how things that you normally just crush through are a much bigger concern. What's that?
They're stuck at 0 tanks, and Climb Supers is a spark that requires 1 tank. You cannot do that without at least 1 energy tank. So we're still at the chance of maybe there's 0 tanks in the seed.
And it only reserve? Are you saying?
Yeah, they actually specifically coded that one to not count the reserve as a tank.
Okay. Wow, this is a terrible terrible climb to have to witness, but Junie is back and now will get the charge beam from Billy May's check. But not as punished as he could have been.
Yeah, wall jumping up that 2-tile shaft is not actually that bad. If it was a 3-tile shaft, then it'd be a lot harder. but still possible if it was 3 tiles.
Yeah, this is. I kind of wish I had Junie's stream run in to see his reaction to seeing this charge beam here. That's one I'll definitely remind me to ask him about how he felt finding that charge 55 minutes later than he should have.
Yeah.
Would have made that Phantoon fight easier. Even going when he did, it would have made it easier because he could have when he had to face that blue flame, he could have pseudo screwed through. Fringo's going for this. Is definitely going for Mama T here.
Yeah, you want the bombs because that's your can fly. That gets you criteria PBs. It gets you the Croc Jail item. Sorry, the Indiana Jones item. Not
Indiana Jones, yep. It's definitely a lot of. It opens up a lot of the game.
If you're
When's the last time, folks?
It could get you that speed booster.
Oh, because you can. Oh, do you pick up enough room with off an HPJ to get there?
No, what you have to do is this thing where you're constantly bonking the ceiling too, and you're just going forward a couple of pixels each bomb boost.
Oh dear God, that's awful.
Let's call it a ceiling IBJ. It is terrible. I've only seen videos of it.
That's awful.
But apparently there are people who do that for low percent speed to go across bowling early.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts. I that's something I love about watching some of these crazier randomizer runs in Super Metroid is you start to learn about tricks you didn't even know were a thing. Like I didn't know R mode was a thing until this tournament run. I remember the last randomizer races I was watching. I watched it was a version of going through to Upper Norfair that involved blocks that I didn't know existed that you could roll through. So it's like there's so many new things to learn about this game. Even as I remind people, this is 30 years ago they released this game. 30 years ago. Think of how different the world was 30 years ago, and this game was out, and we were playing it. Gets the bomb. Nice job, Fringo, and getting that not so easy trick.
Yeah, the pirates here don't look behind themselves when they're looking around, so you wait until he's turning face to the left and then go up behind him to get on the platform. I think since landing site is closer, you do that one first.
Junie's trying to hit this continuous wall jump. This is one when I had him generate my seed. I was like, this is a trick I cannot do, so make sure it's not in my logic. I was like, I don't think there's any reason to stay here, right? Like there's nothing gained.
One thing you want in wreck ship you can't get. Almost a high five there. Both players in the landing site at the same time.
Yeah, that's one of the closest thing to a high five we had, and since they were both in Are they both in Kraid's factory? Like they haven't been close to each other in a while. What secrets is Fringo going to find up at Materia surface power bombs? And meanwhile, June. Okay, so Junie now with high jump finds East Meridia born and raised and is going to go check out sand pits here.
Yeah, he saw this East Meridia at the bottom of Green Pirate Shaft before he got the high jump. He was just looking around at other places, hoping against hope that he could find something to make it better. Nothing at Criteria PBs. The Evers do 100 damage, so...
Gotta be careful.
All of these enemies are one-hit KO. Snail, dead. Evers, dead. The spiky dudes that pop out of the sand, dead. Only the farm bugs, those guys will do 20 damage, so. And these bulls only do like 10, so.
Of course, you gotta do this lovely jump and make sure you don't get a lot of room to execute that one, and just power bombs down here. I almost wonder, is this worth, like, is the second power bomb pack worth it right now? Although I guess once you have Varia, if you don't have a greatest,
you're going to do Sooth's Crystal Flash after you're done checking the pits. So.
Oh. Oh yeah, we can Crystal Flash clip. Yep. Fair. And that's more opportunities to do it. But you know what? I think at this point he probably just goes and does right side and sees what's there at the very least.
Yeah, I think you check right side before you do a repeat of left.
Yeah, because you could find the reserve there.
And actually, the reserve would be more valuable than a tank there. Because if you manage to pause abuse the reserve, you can take multiple Ever hits.
Oh.
Alright. Is today a day where you can do this UWJ? Some days you can do this, and some days you can't.
Is this only because you have the other wall right there, or is this just literally that good of execution?
That other wall is not helping you at all.
So this is all just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he had it.
That's the worst thing. That's twice that he was up there, but he was still holding left just at the moment too long. And so that just moment of left press stumbled him off the ledge.
I have a feeling like we've seen Junie's determination in other areas, so he'll get this. I think that's 3 times it's happened now.
One thing to notice is he breaks spin before he lands on the sand. Because if you're spinning when you land on the sand, you end up deeper in the sand and you don't jump as high to get out. But if you're standing when you land on the sand, you land on the surface, and you can get most of your jump height jumping out.
I didn't even know it was possible to do this and wall jump, have any wall jump up on a single wall jump like this. Up, Fringo with this. I love this pattern to get up this space. This is definitely a faster strat, but got to be careful, obviously, because these guys are painful.
If you can get this space jump, that's actually pretty valuable because that'll get him access across Coliseum, which means he could go all the way to Dragon, fight Dragon, and come back. Get out of Dragon's room with the Crystal Flash for the Spark Suit and an X-ray climb. The Eva room below this is actually the easier Eva room to survive. And once you're out of Oasis, going left, the other Eva hall is much easier to do without taking any hits. So having the good item be in this sand pit is sort of better if it wasn't for the UWJ.
Fringo's gonna have to reset. Going for that Crystal Flash clip, which is not easy to get ever. But you gotta have yes, this is possible, Edgels. Because he's already stood on the ledge twice. Gravity will not exist in the seed. The reason is, one, Hardway to Hell settings are guaranteed only a single suit. So that's just the natural Hardway to Hell settings. Also, no plasma, no screw attack. But then this is a single suit, or this is the single energy challenge. So you can only have one E-tank or reserve tank. And that makes it... Oh, Junie hit it again. We did have a high five there, but Fringo's like, nope, not today, Satan.
Yeah, logically you're supposed to come back here with Spring Ball to get that.
Fringo's like, nope, I'd rather go for this. Only 4 chance Crystal Flash clip than going for this awful wall jump. Oh,
Maybe the small jump isn't going to improve the Crystal Flash clip.
No. You still have to do this awful Crystal Flash clip anyway, but because I doubt we're finding ice here. That is, I love that way of getting through to this space in suitless. That's a very elegant trip.
Yeah. The space jump is important because that gets you that speed booster at Croc.
Oh, and yes.
As Draxus points out, you could bring a spike suit back here and do that for the Crystal Flash clip. And it also gets you Varia, which makes the whole rest of your life much happier because then you can go into Lower North Air.
So a factor right now is with Junie trying to execute this over and over and over again. I guarantee you his thumb is getting tired.
Oh yeah. Trying to do UWJ over and over again will wear out your hands.
I'm not sure if this is like watching this attempt is as bad. No, this is not as bad as watching someone having to farm Fireflea's room for health and super missiles back.
I think this is a lot harder on your hands than farming Firefleas.
Harder on your hands, yes, but it was a half hour that we watched that happen.
Yeah. After that, we actually spent some time together doing a solid hour of farming Firefleas outside of a race, so no stress.
Oh,
wow. We got to like 7 and 9 supers, so like One of us got 7, the other of us got 9 supers out of a solid hour of farming.
Wow. And this is all their fault for letting Kai gen this seed, as chat points out.
I didn't generate the seed, I just suggested the settings. So
Fair.
my suggestion got put into Google for things they could choose from.
Last chance, Fringo. All right, gotta reset again.
This same setting also got used in one of the finals races in 2022. Also, ultra sparse energy and no help and area rando.
Two things guaranteed that Kai will deliver is lots of in-depth knowledge of this game and seeds that make you want to pull your hair out. Remember when I said earlier that Junie is a determined player? This is just another example of dogged determination on Junie's part. Fringo, well, is Fringo actually going for this now? Or is Fringo gonna go? Fringo check left side? Okay.
I think if I was trying to do what Junie's trying to do, I would have had to put the controller down and just let my hands rest about 5 minutes ago. Like, the fact that he's been doing this continuously is really hard on the hands. So. It is possible to do an extremely tight wall jump morph into the other path, but it's considered harder than what Junie is trying to do. Because your wall jump hitbox is taller than Samus looks, so you have to morph before you bonk the ceiling, and also somehow still be high enough to get into the hole.
Chad points out that we had a moment where the left side player is in left side sand pits and the right side player is in right side sand pits. The major that Junie's going for here is space jump, which would unlock the keys to getting pretty much the rest of the seed in order. Like it will get us speed. It will get us so much.
Yeah, so Speed Booster is at the Croc E-Tank item, which they cannot get without another energy tank or space jump or grapple or Varia. And then Varia is at the Wreck Ship Reserve item, which they cannot get without the Speed Booster. So Junie's plan is pick up that Speed Booster, go straight for that back to that Varia. Oh, sorry. Pick up space, go straight to the Speed Booster, and then go straight to the Varia. And then probably go into Lower Norfair, clear that out. Since he has access to the back, and he knows that it's not going to require the reverse amphitheater, he'll just clear the back to Lower Norfair. The logical thing is to come back here with Spring Ball from somewhere. Unless they change things to add this UWJ to logic, but I don't think they've put this one in.
No, this feels
They
overly
put the
brutal.
Cack Alley one in. The reverse Cack Alley with space jump and high jump. That one is much easier than this, and they put that one into logic.
Did
But
he
there's
just
good
have it
reason
again?
not to put this one
Or
in.
did he? Well, as I said before, it wouldn't be hard way. Oh, Junie does have his limits, so there is the handbrake.
Yeah, you gotta rest your hands eventually, one way or the other. There you go. All you need to do is rest for a moment.
And now, get out of here and live. Which is not free.
Trying to trigger the boulder without getting hit by it. Instead, you just take it on the head.
Gets past that one, thankfully. And now gets the rewarded space jump. But now, as if this wasn't all hard enough, now
Yeah,
the
so what
fun
he
part.
does is you just quick drop into the sand in the correct place, and you'll fall straight to the bottom without getting hit. And you lay 2 power bombs to kill the Evers.
Ah! After all that, no.
He's a little bit to the left of the ideal position, so... But that space jump is important to him. Now that his hands have rested a bit, he's going to go back for it. And in the left side sand pit, the way to avoid the Eaver snipe is you go on the left edge of where you're going to sink in the sand, you let yourself sink slowly, and then just before you hit the transition, you jump. And because the sand is still forcing you down, the jump doesn't quite prevent you from hitting the transition. And so you go through the transition with a little bit of upward momentum, and that allows you to dodge the Eaver snipe.
This is just feels like a waiting game to see which player pulls off which difficult trick first. We saw
Yeah.
Junie did get
Yeah.
it once.
Very different from last week, where it was only one player spending 20 minutes stuck in one place. Wait, no, week before last was when that happened. This time it's both players stuck for 20 minutes.
The lower Norfair Firefleas energy hunt. Yeah, that was, or super hunt. Yeah, it was awful.
I call it a learning experience. It happens once. You learn some strats to improve it so that if it ever happens again, you'll do much better.
Yep, and we would have a very different looking finals if that didn't happen, but here we are. Got to be careful because this Metroid means certain death. But
you notice, so when you're doing this crystal flash clip, your first power bomb is killing all of the enemies, and that causes extra lag. So you have different lag for your first power bomb than for your other power bombs. So you notice how Fringo went through and carefully killed all the enemies before even starting, just so that he'd have the same lag for all of them.
I agree with chat and just say, Kai, you know, that like you gen something that's fitting for the H2H finals.
See,
It's
vibrant
brought the
colors,
pain.
you press the randomize button. I just chose the settings. It's a collaboration.
Shared anger and hatred. Let your hate flow. This would be very rough to play because their hands are like Fringo mentally having to repeat this over and over again. That's draining. Junie for the physical this is physically taxing, having to do this over and over again.
We have Adraxis in chat with retrospective disappointments that last year's finals were not this hard.
Well, and the crazy thing is there's ways that we can make it harder, but I feel like this is enough.
I think this is actually about as hard as it can get because of the no energy tanks. And being forced to go through Eber halls on no energy tanks. Well, I suppose the nerf charge Ridley fight would be harder. Where you have 900 nerf charge shots and nothing else. Ringo gets bit by a snail doing his fast climb up. Bound to mess up eventually.
Well, snails like bunnies, they have big pointy teeth and they can be nasty. Well, at least this isn't Kojak RTA.
I've only heard stories about that. I wasn't around to see it.
I remember Junie starting the super unload, going to bed and coming back the next morning, watching the end of the run.
What was Kojak RTA?
You bug the game to give you 65,000 supers, and then you have to shoot all of them.
So,
And the problem is the number of frames you have to wait per shot and just how long that takes.
You can only shoot 3 supers per second because of the cooldown. So that's going to take a minimum of 20,000 seconds. And so that's going to be at least 6 hours if you had some script pressing the button for you.
Yes. But maybe this will work again, where Junie's going to take the hand rests.
There is one way that a Crystal Flash could get them back from that speed booster. That's an elevator Crystal Flash. And they use the elevator Crystal Flash to get a spike suit. And then they carry that to the speed booster and spark back.
Someone said this in chat earlier, and this is probably the case. The number of times Fringo has probably first timed that Crystal Flash clip in practice is probably incredible. Probably has done that a zillion times, but with race pressure on, it's always a lot harder.
Race nerves will mess you up. Alright, Fringo got the dangerous part of getting out of the sandpit, so he now has an extra power bomb pack for his next attempt.
You know what's going to happen now, right? Fringo's got 20 power bombs, and we'll get this for like first or second time, because that's how life works.
I didn't realize those guys died to charge.
I was today years old when I learned that.
Plasma.
Sadly, we can't clip and go see what those items are here, and without gravity in the seed, they don't exist.
Yeah, with no gravity, it's nothing. You could do an X-ray climb from the doorway. Junie's done it before, but with no gravity, it's guaranteed to be nothing there, so not even worth trying.
Yeah, this game giving us X-rays tell me that an X-ray climb is probably in logic. That's probably our logical trip out of Precious Room.
Possibly. The X-ray could just be filler. Doesn't have to be logically used for anything.
Oh, Junie's going for this one now.
Yeah. I know I've asked Bob how to do this properly before, and he's described it, and then I forgot exactly what to do. I think what you need to do is a final UWJ off the right wall before you morph. Either that, or you wall jump as far away from the left wall as possible. So, like, you can actually wall jump up to 8 pixels away from the wall. So if you do it on the first frame, you're 8 pixels away, and then you're that much closer to the hole.
Now I just want to know what's a Botwin hallway.
I hope we find out sometime in the next 30 minutes. We have not seen the E-Tank yet, so we don't even know if they're going to get an E-Tank ever. If it was Ice Beam at the bottom item, that would actually get them to Shack Tool also, and they could beat progression at Shack Tool. And yeah, it could be an E-Tank behind Botfoon in order to pick up something at Gravity Suit or the chosen location after crossing bowling. And he'd have a forced double bowling.
So Adraxis in chat asks, would the E-Tank put speed and logic? We saw Fringo get very close, was one jump away with a single tank after doing a Crystal Flash refill of getting the speed on the right side of Croc Hallway. So yeah, a reserve or E-Tank would get a speed, which would get us Varia, which would actually getting us through the seed. Or is it getting in logic? I'm not sure if it would get in logic. Or if it would put it in logic. Or if it is logic, sorry. Ringro's rethinking life choices for a second there. I have a feeling both these players are rethinking life choices.
So if they had one energy tank and they did a crystal flash after collecting the speed booster, they could get back to the safety with about 60 to 64 energy remaining. So that's probably in logic with that much margin.
Someone in the chat asked, can racers communicate during the race? Yes, absolutely. So in racetime.gg, they can talk in that race. No one else can, only the active runners can talk. But if they decided they wanted to talk for a second about the nightmares they're going through, or what their thoughts in general are, they could absolutely do it.
Yeah, there's definitely some thoughts going on. 40 minutes spent in the same room.
Yeah, both players at this point, someone in chat said, are the do they think they can do you think the players are looking for the dot done from the other player? Yeah, absolutely. They're like, what? Like, this is nightmarish. And yeah, sorry, MM2 corrected me. Race monitors and category mods can chat in the room as well.
Yeah, so like MM2 could pop in there and start trash talking both of them, but he probably won't. Yeah, and as Adrexis points out, talking in the race room takes a lot of pressure off of your opponent, because then they know that something is going really bad for you. So you want to keep that pressure up just so that you have more chance.
This is honestly, it seemed like the most hellish seed in all of these runs I've seen, outside of maybe where this tournament opened up with an 8-hour seed to start with.
Oh yes, the seed that required visiting Shack Tool without Spring Ball. So they were supposed to do the R jump in order to collect Varia from Shack Tool and that. But they didn't know the text, so they ended up in a much worse position in Lower Norfair than was actually intended by the seed.
I remember talking to JXB Adam, who was been comms, one of the other comms, and quite a bit of this tournament. Was doing comm solo on that, and one of the players.
I was with JXB on that.
Oh, you were on it?
Exactly solo.
Wasn't it like 6 hours of
It was 7.5
Ridley
hours.
fight?
Like, yeah, about 6 of it was Lower Norfair stuff. I think there was a break at one point to go back and desperately search the rest of the world for something.
And the rest of the game was much like the Chozo statues we've seen throughout this run, which are just an empty hand going, you had hope.
You've already been here. There was nothing here. Sorry.
I feel like Junie's had even less success trying this one. Like, at what point do you just like Junie's got to know he could crystal flash clip through, right? Like, I mean, he does know that, but Kong in chat says at this point I would open the practice hack in a second monitor to recalibrate my timing.
You can open the practice hack on your main monitor. Like, you've got to save at Aqueduct. It's not going to make a difference. So, you know, you just switch over to the practice hack in your main business, and you play it a couple of times and do something.
Space Jump gets him the speed booster in Croc, so it's huge. Like, this is a giant item.
So for those who missed it, speed booster is at the Croc E-Tank item. Varia is at the Wreck Ship Reserve item.
Yep, Space Jump gets Speed Jump, gets Varia Suit, which gets the end of the game. And yes, Gary Revenge. Oh, Gary gets revenge again. Of course, if anyone plays Magic the Gathering, you've seen that we might get Gary as a card in Magic the Gathering, because that's now a Universes Beyond, because, you know, of course.
Yeah, Junie actually got the space jump once about 25 minutes ago, but then got sniped by an Ever.
I would actually love if they did a Metroid Universes Beyond down the road, but yeah, anyone who plays Magic the Gathering right now, none of us who are serious about the game are really happy about the mass number of Universes Beyond sets, especially with the decision they've just made that they're all going to be standard legal moving forward, which I think they're going to have to walk back. But that's a whole other ball of wax, and one I could go off on for a good couple hours. Oh, we have forward momentum. Fringo got the crystal flash clip 45 minutes later. All right, so now we get to see this Botwin hallway item.
Not out of the woods yet. Botwin deals
Nope.
over 120 damage, and if you stand in front of the train, you might get hit by the train.
Nope, and with the ugliest hot hitbox of the game. Ringo playing it safe. And gets the kill.
So, with every hole except for the left one, if you're on the floor, just standing up normally, and you morph when he pops out, you'll always dodge the spit. But with the left hole, you actually have to move forward a little bit to dodge the spit.
All right, so what's Botwin E going to be? Spring ball. Okay. Yep. All right. So the crystal flash clip to the spring ball.
You get the space jump, you get the speed. I think the Fringo's going to bring a spike suit next time. Like, he's not going to do the suitless crystal flash clip a second time. He's going to come back with the spike suit.
Nope, especially not after the last 45 minutes of life.
I think the first thing you do is you go and use the save room before you even try the sand pit. So.
And we see the quick pass that Ringo gets to make here in this space by having that spring ball.
Yep.
But does still have to survive this drop. And there it is.
Yeah, you notice he went for a slow drop into the room that time. I think he was trying for the jump strat where you jump just before you hit the transition so that you're moving up in the next room.
Joonie might need to give himself another handbrake. Oh! Yeah, Joonie's unfortunately done that more than once where he's walked off the ledge.
Yeah, that's the worst part about these UWJs that continue underwater like this, where you have to be holding left after each wall jumps to pull you back right towards the wall. Then you're holding left for just a moment too long and you walk off.
Oh yeah, any artist proofs are worth a lot. I actually had an artist proof of Time Vault that's still sitting around. Yeah, they were not worth a lot of money, but artist proofs have spiked
It was past the dangerous part. He got down to the sand, laid the 2 power bombs to kill the 2 nearby Evers, and now you just keep moving through this room and you won't get hit.
Yep. Looks like Ringo. All right. Ringo escapes. Now just still has to be careful. Like, obviously, in general, in the seed, with only 100 health, nothing is free. Not even 100. With only 99 health, nothing is free. So this is a best of 1. And if Junie gets the win, it would be we would have another race afterwards.
Yeah, Junie has said that he does not want a second race, so he probably doesn't feel too bad, but he still feels pretty bad about spending an hour on this UWJ.
An hour on the UWJ,
okay, but an hour on the UWJ is not okay. Now, Fringo doesn't actually know where Vari is. Fringo never scouted that wreck ship reserve item. So
yeah,
he needs like 90th energy in order to get the waterway item. But there aren't too many speed locked items, so we'll figure it out pretty quick.
All right. So I taking a break, probably a good idea here. Okay. Smarter plan on Junie's part here. Gonna super these boulders. All right, let's see if Junie can hopefully get through this. I really hope for his sake he does. For the sake of his hands, I hope he does.
Yeah, see, he dropped on the right side of the transition.
Oh,
So
amen.
Be on screen to snipe him.
Oh, thank God. If for any reason, it's just so that both players are actually moving forward in the game and we're not still watching this. Okay, but now still has to get through another dangerous space. You know, nothing is ever free in this. As you said, has to continue forward momentum all the way through this room.
Yeah. You stop on each platform so that you never touch the sand, but you mostly continue forward, not stopping for too long.
Right.
And I should probably track that space jump for both of them.
Yes. Well, yeah, you got it on both. We're good. And I will say, I am very much I've known Junie for a long time, but I don't have any favoritism in this. If Fringo wins, great. If Junie wins, great. I just want to see both runners actually moving forward. So I'm just glad we're not there, because that was rough for both players. I definitely feel for both of them, because they're both just mentally exhausted after spending an hour trying to move forward.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to check this moat portal.
Oh, it's free now.
Oh, and this
Oh.
is actually the faster way back to wreck ship.
Oh, yep.
Convenient portal.
All right, so Fringo will now go get that Varia, and that's what we need here. Junie's gonna go quickly go visit our friend Croc.
Oh, and actually, this space jump was a lot closer to Croc than I realized.
Yes, that's really convenient for it to have been there for our players who have already been through so much nightmare in this. It's like,
Oh, I thought I was going for a safety save before going for the item.
actually, I thought maybe he was going to go check Indiana Jones first.
I mean, a safety save would be entirely justified too.
Yeah, for sure, just in case something slips and bad things happen. And no safety save. All right. But he does. Well, I mean, he did save back in Aqueduct, so very least we got that. But Spike Room of Death in Hardway to Hell with only a single tank. Okay, good. All right, just missiles up here. So vanilla, I believe, right? That is missiles and vanilla.
Yep.
Okay, it's so rare I actually see that item collected now because none of the runners I watch are really running 100% anymore.
And this attic is not exactly free. You still need to be careful.
Yeah, and we saw Fringo had a kind of a messy attic last time, and not the cleanest right now either, but making it work.
Got a ton of supers. You can throw all of your supers into their faces. Junie also has the Varia info, so he knows to head straight for wreck ship.
Yes. No messing around. Fringo will get it, but... Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking, how are we getting cross bowling? That's right. That the whole point of this is we got speed and space jump, so now this is free. And finally, a chance for Fringo to breathe for a second, set the controller down, shake the hands out, get mentally prepared for the rest of this.
Now, for 2 hours into the run, we still don't know all of the portals. There's 3 portals in Upper Norfair that we've not seen. We haven't seen the front of Lower Norfair. We haven't seen the back of East Meridia.
Have we seen Turian?
We have not seen Turian.
Yeah, so...
All we can know for sure is that you can't do reverse amphitheater on one tank. But other than that, we don't know where Turian is.
And finally, 2 hours and 2 minutes in, we have a suit. All right, Junie is like, nope, just not gonna reverse my time there. Why are we here though? Why is Junie? Oh no, Junie's taking the other way to wreck ship.
This is the same route that Fringo took to the wreck ship.
Okay.
Because I think Junie also scouted this portal early.
Oh yeah, he did, and then he reset, so he knows. But I'm pretty sure, like at this point, I can confidently say with Fringo having already gotten the crystal flash clip, got the spring ball, made all that a lot easier, has more ammo. I feel like Fringo is ahead, but you never know what can happen because this is
He's
far
ahead
from
right
over.
now. One Ridley death can turn that around.
Right, this is far from over. Yeah, because Junie is on hot on his trail here with going to get that Varia suit now. With some of the things that are now open, because we're going to go Junie's probably going to go to Lower Norfair before he goes to or go to Norfair in general before he worries about going to do Batoon Hallway.
Yeah, like you can do Batoon right now. Sorry, you can do Lower Norfair right now with no real effort, and whatever Batoon has is not going to make it better.
Nope, but I do have to
going for the spike suit.
I do have to take this pun in that chat gave us, but Junie's on Fox's tail. Wouldn't this be easier to crack the door open and take that extra? He got it.
Well, if you crack the door open, then you run the risk of accidentally going through it when you're resetting your position to try again.
Junie with a nice clean attic. And there we go. Fringo gets the spike suit.
So I was expecting him to do that after Lower Norfair. So I'm interested to see where he's going next then.
I mean, probably feels that this knowing where it is and knowing you can get through, probably feels it's free to go do Dragon now.
Well, back of East Meridia is one of your likely places for Torian. It's one of these portals you haven't explored yet.
True.
Front of Lower Norfair cannot be Torian because you can't do the reverse amphitheater. So you get Lower Norfair out of the way, and then you go on your portal search for Torian. So I think it's actually worse routing if Torian is at the back of East Meridia, which there's not a great chance, like say 20%-ish.
Do you keep a spike suit through a save?
Nope.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't think you do.
Like part of him wants to save for the safety, but the spike suit will be gone afterwards. So.
And now here, in case you were watching this, now you see the how much faster the other pillar snail clip is. But this is related to if he did the other strat, he would likely lose the spike suit. So this is the required strat to get through here.
Yeah. You can't do any straight up jumps with the spike suit. You have to do a spin jump.
Yep. So any pressing the jump button without movement will immediately trigger the spike suit. But there we go. Fringo gets through. Like 3 seconds versus 45 minutes to get through that.
Yeah. Though if you're going to count it that way, you should also count the time that he spent getting the spike suit, which was only a couple minutes. So.
I mean, yeah. So I'll even give it total of 5 minutes, and that's still better than the 45 minutes of attempting that crystal flash. We now see Junie's moving like a man possessed. both runners are watching the race room at this point, just wondering, okay, am I gonna?
I spent an hour on something. Why is the other person not done yet? What is even going on?
Are they doing the same thing I am? Well, no, they were both doing something hard. But there's no way they could know that. I mean, and the funny thing is, they both spent about the same amount of time trying to execute it. So, like, that's why we're, Junie's Fringo's a little bit ahead, but not a ton ahead, because they both spent the same ridiculous amount of time trying to execute those two very difficult plans.
Yeah. And your Dragon fight is also not great on zero tanks and Vario only. Like, okay,
No.
you can take one hit. That hit deals 80 damage. You don't need to do the spark out because you've got spring ball to double spring ball jump out. But it can also make your life safer because you do the crystal flash and then you convert to a blue suit, and then you're not worried about taking damage the rest of the fight. Your life gets so much safer and easier.
Shouldn't he immediately taken that save?
Yeah, this is so like the back of Lower Warfare is at Main Street. This is a convenient safety save to take before going there. Spring Ball is at the Batuni tank item.
Yeah, literally cannot get to Dragon without getting that spring ball.
You can skip that suitless.
Oh,
It
yeah,
takes a
yeah.
lot more time. It's not worth it. Time-wise, it's not worth skipping it suitless, but you could skip it.
I mean, you're going through that hallway, you're gonna see it. Like, Junie, oh, here we go. Speaking of, I mentioned this earlier, that getting through this space, this is an area where a single hit can just take you down. So now both players have taken a very different route.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like this for Junie. Just it feels like the routing's better. Like we're gonna potentially have I mean we're not sure what we're gonna find back here. Let's see what Hoda Ruby. Nope. Hoda nothing.
There's your ice beam.
How brutal to give the ice beam after Batuni hallway. It's a nice beam to have, but certainly not one required to finish the game. But it does make it makes Turian easier to deal with. All of our Metroids don't have to worry about trying to bomb them all, which actually probably kind of necessary with us having so little energy. Yeah, anyone who's considering starting, who doesn't run a lot of randomizers and hasn't ran Super Metroid randomizers, do not judge all randomizers based on this. This is easily one of the most extreme runs I've ever seen, and I've been doing comms on these for close to 4 years now. This is possibly one of the worst seeds I've ever seen. And it's fitting because it is called the Hard Way to Hell tournament. So, yeah, this is nuts.
There are much easier settings for the randomizer.
As a
So
general
if you're starting
rule,
out, you pick the easier settings.
as a general rule, don't let Kai gen your seeds, or don't let Kai pick your settings.
I like fun settings.
Fun dropping the N. That's what the seed has been. Oh, Junie. Oh,
Yeah, that's the hard part of this Lord Warfare.
Unfortunately, he's got a lot of power bombs, so there's a really slow strat you can use where you just power bomb all those Death Gigas.
So in case you're just joining this, the settings of this, the Hell Run's no thanks. Yeah, we are capped at 1 E-tank or 1 reserve tank. So 99 energy is what we're carrying. We got 99 problems, but an E-tank isn't one.
It'd honestly be a lot faster to power bomb than again, rather than just the spacer.
You know what?
And
Junie's got
plenty to spare.
Junie just wants to press more buttons in this game. That's all. He hasn't pressed buttons enough, so he wants to press buttons more. But anyway, yeah, so we're capped at 1 E-tank. Pretty much everything else is vanilla except, yeah, so it's area rando with maximum 1 extra tank of health. That's this run, which is absolutely bonkers. But it's
and some reduced ammo. Ammo ratio has changed a bit, so maximum ammo would be 90 missiles, 60 supers, 60 power bombs.
Yes, we do have a crystal flash, but crystal flash is not really helpful in this situation. All right, here we go. Our first attempt at either player taking on a Ridley, the 1 E-tank. That tail is rough. Got to be careful. Really want to hit the pogo manip. We do have high jump, so it's a little bit easier to try to manip Ridley, but got to watch out for that tail swoop. That will just spell the ending. But Junie doing a really good job so far here. Oh, looks like he thought he had done the. Oh, yep, he did the math. That's it. Wow. All right. A first attempt Ridley fight. Very nice. Like that's almost. Even if Junie doesn't win this race, if Fringo gets this, that's a win on its own. Just that was awesome. Super clean. That's how you treat Ridley. That's how you tell that space bird, no, not today, Satan. Yeah, and both runners get the key hunter dodges. Like, yeah, they're like what you're seeing is the kind of execution I would expect from these two runners. That said, expecting it from them and them delivering it under the pressure of a race is two completely different things. Race pressure is very, very different than just running. It's much harder, and your brain has to stay in form the entire time, cannot make mistakes, got to play pretty much perfect.
You got to play safe too, because these Deskies aren't fooling around.
Yes, but man, I'm watching Fringo's movement right now. Fringo, I think, is like there's an extra pep to Fringo's movement. Fringo looks like almost like one of the I'm gonna call the big four, like running more like a Zos Behe, Oates or Zenny right now. Just the way he was moving through all of that area, just absolutely on a mission.
Yeah, you see he's using the safe powerbomb strat to kill the Death Gigas.
Yeah, Junie threw caution to the wind and was like, who needs, to take care when, and meanwhile, face plants into the other one.
So Spacer is one of the few things that can damage these red key hunters, but it does half damage to them. So each Spacer shot is dealing 20 damage to that key hunter up there.
And how much health do they have?
1800.
Well, he did Kojak RTA, so he can.
So charge shots will deal full damage. So if he's firing charge beam shots, they do 120 each. So instead
I
of
like
90,
that to get the save. Oh
you
wow.
save after fighting Ridley. Like you're not trying to get out.
Well, no, just
unknown.
that he chose that safe strat of taking the spacer shots after the save. Like I like that. Just like, yep, nope, just gonna play it extra safe so these key hunters don't spike me in the face.
Yeah.
It only took 90 shots to kill a key hunter with a spacer. Not a big deal. Yeah, that's that was new for me to see that top key hunter manipulation. So it's amazing. Kai, I'm sure you see it. Like, how many times have you seen something new during this particular tournament?
Every race, pretty much. There's always something a little bit new.
I think that's the best part about this game is we're 30 years in, and you continue to see new strats employed, like the new arm pumping strat that within it's come out in the last year or so. The baby skip that came out a couple years ago. Another very clean Ridley. All right, Joonie taking the 90 shots at this top key hunter.
And you can hear the key hunter scream each time, so you don't have to count. You just listen for it to stop screaming. And the collision checking with tiles versus projectiles is a little bit weird. The whole projectile has to be stopped for the tile to actually stop the bullets. So because spacer is so wide, it's counting the air tile off the left is good enough for your spacer to just go through. If you stand all the way to the left underneath the hole, you have a good chance of the key hunter coming down for a visit. You don't want that.
Nope, that would spell certain death. Joonie's just being very careful getting through there. Those crabs also spell certain death.
So there's two places to look for terrain. You either go to East Meridia, which Joonie has to do anyway to kill Dragon, and you check the back at East Meridia. Or in Fringo's case, you go to Upper Norfair and you hope that it's one of the three portals on the east side of Upper Norfair.
We still haven't seen Bubble Mountain, have we?
Nope.
When's the last time you've been 2 hours and 20 minutes into a seed and still haven't seen Bubble Mountain?
That's the great thing about ultra sparse energy.
Well, I can tell you with my Super Metroid ability, this seed would be as hard as Super Metroid Impossible for me. Or Kaizo, another absolutely insane.
You need to not go to East Meridia, or he forgot the portal for it. He's not running an area tracker. Ringo's using his supers on the key hunters, spending 6 supers on each one.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter because we're area rando, we should get a full refill when we go to
Yeah.
G4, right?
Yeah, he can afford to spend a supers on it.
Junie hoping that Waterway is something good, and it's just a pack of supers.
We already know that it's Ice Beam behind Dragon. Oh, because he's got Varia, that crab didn't kill him. Fringo cabled through a crab and only took 60 damage because he has Varia.
Yeah, speedballs is really cool to see. I completely agree, chat. That's why the spring ball speed escape is probably one of the blue bomber escape is probably one of my favorite things to watch happen. That's mainly a hundo strat. Ringo's going this way as a shortcut, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, this is the faster way to get to the portal.
And we see that Varia cuts that damage in half, so we can take a hit here. A hit.
Yeah, not two, just one.
Junie in business center, and he means business. That's right.
Yeah,
Junie is
for an ice beam, but he's not going to find an ice beam here.
I forgot that Junie hadn't seen business center. Like, Fringo saw this like an hour and a half ago. Actually, no, hour and a half ago is when we started our either Crystal Flash or UBJ attempts.
And about 90 minutes ago was when that section started, so...
So of the 2 hours and 27 minutes of play, we've really only seen an hour and a half of action. For an hour, we were kind of in Groundhog Day.
So I wonder if we'll get a portal high five as the... Like, this portal that Fringo's headed to could easily lead straight over to Bubble Mountain.
The 2 hour and 25-minute entrance to Bubble Mountain. But hey, you know, Junie got here with space jump, so it's almost kind of free.
And speed booster, so...
And yep, got speed. Oh, well, your call was right, because here's Fringo. Now, generally in the same area. But that very likely means that one of these Bubble Mountain portals, maybe even be Croc Portal, which Ringo's headed to now. No.
Yeah. One of these has to be the front of Lower North, and the other one has to be Torian. So Ringo's going to find Torian pretty quick. He'll see the front of Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair has nothing useful left, so we'll turn around.
I think the runners would agree that it was an hour of repetition and not really, like, because it wasn't really moving forward at all. And both runners know that, like, once both runners know that they were literally doing that at the same time, they will know it wasn't really pushing forward at all.
Interesting that Fringo decided not to pick up that super pack in Bubble Mountain. Doesn't need it because he has charge, but interesting timing choice to decide not to go down there and save a few seconds.
This is likely it.
Yeah, this has to be 20.
Yep, that's it. All right, Ringo enters Turian. We'll get
Turian
the.
has to go back and kill Dragon, so.
Yep. I'm surprised Junie didn't break for Dragon earlier. Like, probably should have realized that this seed would put Crystal Flash Clip in logic.
Every other, like almost every scene in the tournament has had that Suitless Crystal Flash clip. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's really been fitting as a hard way to hell. It's been hellish on the players a lot.
I think Fringo used the rarely seen Torian elevator save.
I don't blame him here.
Going through the Metroid rooms on 0 tanks. One misstep, you get grabbed.
And you're dead? Yeah. Preserving the ammo here, which is probably smart because you can't count on great drops all the time. Although, man, watching the any percent tournament between Oats and Zenny, the drops, these Metroid drops were so important.
Yeah, any percent, and you're running with, if you're short one super, your run is just over.
Yep. And
you can kind of save it a little bit, but you're losing enough seconds that you're probably taking second place anyway.
So Cheesy Boat Ride in chat asked, how's Mother Brain going to work? As Kai said earlier, this is essentially going to be the same as running an any percent Mother Brain because the rainbow beam damage is reduced to 20.
Everything else does the same damage, but rainbow beam does less. So just don't mess up.
You say that like it's, you know. All right, going for a baby skip. And the baby's been skipped. 39 health is not comfortable, ever. Just don't get hit. That's just one of the... Oh. Nice, okay, getting the pause buffer on the missiles, love it.
Didn't quite... Oh, did get the double refill, did he? If you get over to the second one fast enough, you can get both at the same time.
I think it was like just behind the double. It was very quick. Junie doing reverse croc portal. Sees the front of Lower Norfair and is like, yep, nope.
It is possible to get through with Baria and 0 tanks. It's not great, and there's no reason to do it here. Like, we already got all the important items.
Nice actually to have ice here to take out the Rinkos and know that you're gonna get a lot longer time here. All right, Ringo finishes off MB1. Oh, Junie takes death.
Yeah, you don't have much room to hesitate if you're doing lava dive on 0 takes, and he hesitated just a little bit too long, so the lava hay was on its firing phase when he tried to wall jump off of it.
Yep, and he who hesitates resets. Nice.
See?
Second try.
A whole 10 energy left, plenty. Not a great place to save, but
No.
because
No.
now you're forcing yourself to go get to that. You either have to reset to an earlier save, which you can do with the rolling saves, or you must get to the screw attack refill.
Yeah, I mean that's
And
not
I
as
think
bad.
the fast rippers do 10 damage if you get ripped, so...
All right. Ringo's done with MB2. There's that
Two.
rainbow beam doing 20 damage. Health bomb taking the moment, getting the fast rippers. Good plan. Meanwhile, Fringo is about to turn Samus into Ultra Samus. Ultra Mega Samus.
Big
Good old-
nothing at GT.
It's like just double nothing.
Triple nothing, there was nothing with the screw attack, too.
Yeah, so triple zeros. Looks like my bank account after Final Fantasy Universes Beyond comes out.
He still has to go back to those fast ripples to refill his energy just so he can get out through lava dive again. Or he can decide to go over to Mouse Room.
I mean, this is Junie. Like, he is just YOLO everything.
Since the pirates do 100 damage anyway, this isn't really any spicier than refilling his energy first.
This is not a best of 3. As asked in chat, this is a best of 1. So Fringo is an escape away from finishing this race. An absolute monstrosity that was the settings were picked by Kai, but honestly, had Fringo hit Crystal Flash Clip in a decent amount of time and like not spend 45 minutes on it, this would have been done long before. And Fringo was on the winner's bracket. Oh yeah, 18 energy, not enough to spark. So we're gonna see a normal climb shaft.
Yeah, you also don't want to get hit by any of the enemies or touch the acid.
Yeah, because you are very close to death here. We missed the last moonfall. Boo. No fall. Fringo's now gonna come into climb. We're not gonna see a Behe spark or a vertical spark. We're gonna see just a regular old climb with 18 health.
Yeah, Ultra Sparse is one of the settings where you have a serious risk of dying to Mother Brain 3.
All right. Here we come up. Back to criteria where we haven't seen in a while. And out to surface and chat. Get those GGs ready as Fringo is coming onto the surface. And to the ship. And Fringo with the win. With the W at the race time GG of 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 12 seconds. Wow, what a run. Congrats to Fringo. Junie says, thank the Lord in chat in a much more colorful way after Fox finished and has forfeited. We're going to have both of them come into chat and join and talk to us. They're both going to take a second. While we are waiting, I want to say thank you to the race organizers. I know Rusty and is it MM2 were part of planning this? What's that?
Vibrant Colors.
Vibrant Colors. Okay. We're both part of putting this together, and thank you very much to them for the work and putting together an absolutely awesome tournament. This has been a blast to watch. This has been a learning experience for me, seeing things that I didn't know existed in the game, like the R mode was new. Was that Nick or who went for the R mode? I can't remember.
Last week we had Nick going for the R mode with too many energy tanks, so he didn't actually get any in his reserve after going into R mode. So,
but I know there was another time we saw someone.
There's been several others that we've seen too.
Yeah, so someone held R mode from pre-cathedral room through Meridia.
Yeah. Well, the R mode only lasts for that one room. It's when you get the blue suit from using the R mode, and you carry the blue suit all across Meridia to avoid doing that suitless crystal flash clip.
All right, so we'll see our spoiler in a second here. That was Nick player the whole time. 11 deaths, 27 resets. Oof, yeah, it sounds about right. As much
East
time in Croc as in Lower
minutes.
North. What's that? East Meridian 53 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of that was the crystal flash clip. Oh, wow. All right, here's our item locations. We're going to see where everything that we didn't see was.
There wasn't anything we didn't see, unless there was a wave beam somewhere. Oh yeah,
grapple plasma. Okay.
Typical. No wave beam.
All right, we are joined in chat by Fringo, our winner. Fringo, congrats and GG.
Thank you very much. Man, I didn't expect that I will win this one. I had so much trouble with the stupid crystal flash clip. But I'm happy that I won this. Yeah, go ahead.
So the same time you were doing crystal flash clip, for about the same amount of time, Junie was UBJing up to the space jump.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
He got it about 15 minutes into, like, literally you're both running at about the same amount of time. He got it about 15 minutes in, but then he took a death from the fall and then got it finally on the second time around, got it. So it was but you both kind of wrapped up executing those incredibly difficult tricks about the same time.
Yeah.
And we're now also joined by Junie. Junie, GG. Good Lord. After that.
Oh my God.
I cannot imagine how your hands feel right now after 1 hour of trying to UBJ.
You know, honestly, it doesn't, like, my hands are fine. It's more my brain. My brain is finished.
Mine also.
It's over. So what was the actual progression like? How I assume Springball was somewhere, maybe behind
So
Batwoon?
Springball was Batwoon hallway.
Cool.
So if you had crystal, the progression was to crystal flash clip into Batuin hallway, get the spring ball to go get the space jump to get Varia to go finish the seed.
Yeah, I was on my way back over there, but good lord, this was rough.
Yeah, what a stupid seed. Where was
so wait,
Grapple Beam?
What's that?
A grapple beam. Did you found grapple beam?
No, I didn't find grapple. I have to know. I have to know what Fringo's story is though, because what.
So while you were attempting your jump, Fringo was trying to get the crystal flash clip and just having an awful time. And you both wrapped up. He got his crystal flash clip. Just a couple minutes later, you finally got the space jump. So it was pretty close.
Wow. Did Fringo get space jump before me?
No. About the same, like similar, maybe just a little bit before, but only because once he got spring ball, he was able to drop down to right side sandpits and go get it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the whole thing was solved at that. Other than finding spring ball, I should have just gone straight back to Meridia, instead of doing all that checking around, because I was looking for some way through to Dragon. I couldn't find it.
Oh, the way was crystal flash clip.
No, I mean after finding space jump.
Yeah.
Like I went back to, I cleared Upper Norfair and I went down to Lower Norfair and cleared that, and what else did I do? I feel like I did other things too. And I was just all over the place, just trying to find some way through to Dragon, but it was right at Botwoon the whole time.
Yep,
Well,
it's
the way to
pretty
Dragon,
common.
the Ice Beam was at Dragon.
Oh, nice. Of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah, it's pretty common in the seeds that something is behind Bottoon, like Spring Ball, Grapple Beam, or Space Jump. It's pretty often that you find important major item behind Bottoon. So
Yeah, it is. I should have gone there. I should have done
yeah,
it.
but it was so rough. I had only 3 package of power bombs, so 15 in total, and I had so much trouble today with the crystal flash clip. I spent nearly half an hour, I think, just to get to Bottoon.
Yeah.
We were watching your scroller, Fringo. You spent 53 minutes in East Meridia in total. So it was,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I didn't see June. Like we don't have Junie's time. I can imagine Junie will probably you'll probably finish a seed just because I know you. You are determined. No, you're done.
I'm done.
Okay.
This seed is finished. I don't go back to my failures. No, this was really rough. I feel like this is a really good display of skill issue on my end. Like between dying to Phantoon and how many times did X-Ray Hall take me to finally get, like, I don't know,
Like 2 or
3, 4?
Well, you got it once, and then you died on the way back, and then the next
Right.
time you got across, you successfully got back. I
mean-
didn't count how many attempts didn't even get across.
Oh, okay.
I think it was third. It was like 4th try you got it. I'm honestly, skill issue. Like, I mean, dude, you pulled off one of the hardest things in the game to get that jump up, to get that space jump. So it's
Yeah, I usually get it faster though, and these are the moments where I wish I was a keyboard player, because that uwu is it's almost free on keyboard, but the problem with doing it on controller is, like, you have to go so fast from the left and right inputs, and if you hit up or down at all, then it's over. And then, like, the inputs for doing it are counterintuitive in the first place. So even on keyboard, it's not free, but it's just, you don't have that added pain of not being able to push up or down, and you can
Yeah,
instantly
we just
go
need to get
left and
spin
right.
lock in these tournaments.
Right. I'd take
you
that.
you got up onto the platform about 15 minutes in, and then unfortunately took that death. And there were even a couple times before that where you got up and you stepped off. Like,
Yeah, that's common. Because the thing with that trick is, like, you don't know exactly when you're going to crest the the ledge, and then you're pushing back and forth so fast that, like, you don't really have time to react. So it's kind of just a luck thing. You know, am I going to step back off or not? Yeah, I shouldn't have died to the Ever either. Like, I've done those hallways so many times, I died on the left side too. I died to both sand pits, and I know how to do those pits. I know how to do them without dying, but I just did a lot of dying. I died a lot.
Yeah, me too. 11 times.
Yeah, Fringo had 11 deaths, so it wasn't like neither. It wasn't perfectly clean for either. But obviously, when you only have one tank the entire time, and as we see, that like I mean, no
0
collection.
tanks the entire time. One tank would have been a luxury.
Right.
So it sounds like we both struggled quite a bit in the front end, and then in the back end, Fringo just out routed me.
Well, at that point, by the time he got that, I think
we already had
like
spring ball. Yeah,
like he had spring ball, and he went and killed Dragon right away.
Right
after that.
Yeah, I didn't have that. Like I should have just gone back up.
Yeah, I was thinking that do Lower Norfair after getting this pace jump in Varia, and then go into East Meridia.
Maybe, yeah.
Since
and then
there's a chance that your Torian would be at the back of East Meridia.
Oh, that's true. I also I couldn't remember where the front of East Meridia was after all that time, and then leaving. I couldn't remember where it was, and so I was just banking on finding the back, and I did. Like that's right where I ended. I found the back of East Meridia, and I was gonna go do Dragon, and I had already found Turian, so I knew where that was. But yeah, I couldn't remember where the front was.
That's what happens if you spend an hour on some one really difficult trick. It just clears your brain of everything else in the seed.
It does.
You forget everything else you've done, where anything is.
It's so true.
You have to repeat the entire world just to catch up.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that Fringo won. Fringo, GG. You deserve this.
Thank you I'm not sure that I deserved it, but I did it.
No, you do. You're so good. I've gotten so lucky. I don't belong in the finals here, honestly. But I like the last 3 matches that I had. I lucked out in one way or another, and I'm glad that we got to race, and I'm glad you won. This is the best outcome, I think.
Thank you. It was an honor to play against you, Joonie. It was pretty cool.
I gotta say, Joonie, you had an incredible run in the lower bracket to get here, but Fringo, you had an absolutely phenomenal run through the winners bracket. You didn't lose this tournament. Like you were absolutely on fire this entire tournament.
Yeah, totally. I'm pretty satisfied with my performance. Not today. I mean, today I'm also not bad, but I had a lot of trouble with this crystal flash clip. I did practice today 2 seeds, and I had also so trouble. So maybe it's kind of a head thing. When you do over and over the same mistakes, you getting into a vision cycle, and you can't really get out of it. So maybe it was the reason why I was troubling a little bit at this CF clip. But yeah, and one thing, I think the underwater wall jump is not in logic. So
it's
Joonie,
not in logic.
You
the
maybe
only one they added to logic was the Cack Alley one. And the Cack Alley one, when you have space jump, is much easier.
Space jump, yes, of course. So maybe you could, figure out that everything in upper Norfair, lower Norfair is not in logic at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I spend some of my brain power thinking about logic, but most of it I just kind of go and see what happens.
And funny was I found also bombs at Mama Turtle, and I get it with this stupid power bomb jump, from the wall.
Right. Nice.
And after that, I thought, I have the progression, and went back to criteria, to the power bomb location.
Yeah.
To Croc, and both was, I think, nothing or missiles or something like that. And I was so disappointed at this point.
Yeah,
I was wondering if you'd pull out the ceiling IBJ to get that speed booster early.
Yeah.
Can you do that? I can't do ceiling IBJ.
I'm not really good at it. I can do it, but it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I've never done it. And then you have to get back too.
Yeah.
to do it
I
both
mean,
ways.
the one way is okay because I had enough CF ammo, so I could do a CF and go back with IBJ.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm. Maybe I have to try it later if it's possible or not.
There you go.
I think I gotta say, for all of us and like watching you guys run all of these, this has been like, this entire tournament has been phenomenal to watch. So many incredible races, so many crazy things happening, and constantly had to point out that no matter who's currently in the lead, anything could change. The 99 energy setting, even Mother Brain 3 isn't free. You could
Nope.
drop dead to her there. The Mother Brain fight in general is much harder than normal. I mean, it's closer to an 80% run, because you can't really take any hits, and you certainly couldn't take a catch-up beam to the face. But it's been amazing watching all of the watching the execution you guys, that all of you, everyone in this tournament had to do to get anywhere in these seeds. We've seen some incredible races from everyone. Joonie, what we've seen from you is your absolute determination. When something's in front of you, you will fight tooth and nail to finish it.
Oh yeah.
And-
Well, so one last thing about that space jump. I already felt like I was behind at that point, and so as soon as I saw that space jump, I committed to dying on that hill. So I was like, I am going to either get this, and it could potentially give me an advantage, or it's going to take me forever, and maybe Pringle will finish while I'm still working on it. And I made that decision at that point.
I had the same thought at my Crystal Flash clip. I also thought I'm way behind, and I thought you have just to get the Crystal Flash clip and everything is fine.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you were both eyeing your race room, just like, okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm completely waiting to see the other person just go, yep. And Joonie, you had a very colorful thanking the Lord.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, good. I'm glad to be done with this.
It's fitting that this incredibly difficult tournament, incredibly skill heavy tournament finished with an incredibly difficult seed. And I know, I think I speak for everyone in chat and everyone that's watched all these, that we, outside of the almost hour that we kind of just were in a holding pattern, it's been incredible watching both of you run through this entire tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks, Vincent. You've done a lot of these commentaries, so thanks for being so involved with this. Kai, you too. Kai, you've done have you missed a single?
He's done half of the tournament.
Okay. Yeah.
I see more.
I looked through the schedule yesterday, like, oh geez, there were so many races where nobody else signed up to commentate, or
Yeah.
only one other person signed up, so I had to sign up to commentate it, make sure we'd get a restream. So
Yeah. Well,
I ended
yeah,
up
I
on half
appreciate
of the
that.
races.
Appreciate
Honestly,
that.
for me, it really, the only thing that got in my way of doing more was schedule. I would have helped more. Throw a shout out to JXB Adam, who helped a lot too in racing and did lots of comms. Was busy today. Definitely, again, thank Rusty and Colors for putting this tournament together. This is one I learned about it like a week and a half in, and I wish I'd known about it before so I could have been around from the beginning. But I'm so glad I found this category, because this tournament, because this has been amazing to watch. And I've definitely appreciated it. And Kai, this is the first time I really got to know you, and now after all this, Joonie, we get to finish the most insane multi I've ever seen.
Yes, I'm excited.
But Joonie, any last thoughts before you go find all of my items I need to finish Final Fantasy VI?
No, I'm shocked and amazed that I made it this far. Again, like, if you go back and watch some of these last races that I was in, like, there was something that happened that just kind of RNG things, or just I got lucky somehow, just lucky finds. And so I'm shocked and in awe that I'm here sitting in second place. And yeah, this has been fun. That's really all. Thanks everybody who's been involved. I'll let Fringo speak, and I'm stepping away.
All right, Fingo, what do you got?
The same. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for organizing this great tournament. It's one of my absolute favorite tournament. It's super hard and it's incredible cool, and I'm enjoying to play the settings. And today, even when I had a lot of trouble, I liked the settings a lot, especially with sparse energy. You have to be very careful. You have to watch on your ammo situation and all those things. It makes a lot of fun to play the seats. And of course, I want to thank Kai. You are half an organizer for me, and for sure,
I'm
Rusty.
not actually an organizer. I'm just
Yeah,
stepping in to commentate and help out.
Thank you, Vince, and Vibrant Colors, Iron Rusty, for organizing these things, for tracking for comms, and of course, thank you very much for watching this tournament, and of course, Speed Gaming for restream this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, we will see us for sure next year, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to next year too. Like,
I don't-
Colors and Rusty started this in 2022. That year we didn't have any restreams. 2023 we got on the Speed Gaming schedule and had some restreams. This year was really cool. I'm looking forward to next year too.
I'm pretty sure. I think almost every race got restreamed this year.
Yeah, there's one that had to be done asynchronous. So
Yes. But for the most part, this is like, yeah, I know there was and we had one that could have ran at SG Live. I'm a bad Super Metroid player, but I'm working on trying to get better. This is not one I can see myself playing it anytime soon, but I love the Super Metroid speed running community in general. The vanilla and the randomizer community. This is something I love being around this, love doing comms for it. I like, yes, it's donating my time, but I get to watch these amazing races. So for me, it's always a pleasure, and more than happy to make sure that you guys get the time on stream that you deserve. That said, we already thank the organizers. Kai, you and I have done quite a few comms together. It's been great to get to know you through this tournament, and look forward to seeing you in other ones in the future. And again, thank you, Joonie, for your participation in this tournament. Fringo, your amazing run, and congrats again. And for me, that's going to be it for this one. Kai, take us out.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Vincent, for carrying all the weight for me. And we will see you all next year and the next mission.